Hiring, I think, is, I would say, probably one of the most important, if not the most important thing for a startup to get right. I think right off the bat, probably the most important thing is to continuously hire bar raisers. Um, every individual that a company hires at any level in the company, let's say you're hiring at a VP level or an EVP level or even a manager level, any level, you have to make sure that the individual that is being hired is in the top quartile, if not the top decile of the existing bar at that level. This will continuously up the bar in the company, the internal bar in the company, and it will become a beautiful virtuous cycle. Often what ends up happening is that we compromise on hiring, and we would end up hiring, because hiring is typically, us as companies always bandwidth constrained, so hiring is typically rarely done ahead of the curve, usually done when the position should have been closed yesterday. And sometimes, given the pressures of work, given the pressures of scaling, you can make the mistake of compromising on not hiring the bar raiser. And I think that's one of the worst mistakes that we've done, and I'm sure many other startups have done. What does it do? The only way to avoid that is to raise the bar and hire bar raiser. Despite your best efforts, you'll have to turn the team, and you may have to turn it a couple of times, over your journey from zero to IPO. And that's because startups will scale and scale very fast, and leaders may not necessarily scale as fast. The best leaders will realize this and will not let it be a point of ego. And if you've had an honest and transparent conversation with them throughout, they will not see this coming in as a surprise, and they will make way for a better leader to come, and they will learn from that better leader and grow. Only if they are not scaling and are no longer investing in their learning and their growth should you take the tough decision to part ways with them. As long as they're scaling and learning and they're growing, even if they're not keeping pace with the company, one as a founder must do everything possible to retain them, because that's the core fabric of the culture and the DNA of the company. You don't want to be mercenary with your leaders and your team. You want to be missionary with them. But at the same time, you have a fiduciary responsibility to keep growing the company. So if you don't take these hard calls and don't have these tough discussions, then it will basically slow your growth down. The compromise will come and go.